Hey, everybody, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Hawk Talk. We got a short one here for you, but a very important one. Today we're going to be talking with Principal Darren Siemens, and we're going to be talking about PING, the PING Scholarship, P-I-N-G. So, Darren, explain to me, what is PING?
You bet. PING stands for Powers and Numbers Group. That's a scholarship that came out of the Hettinger Education Foundation. For years, the Hettinger Education Foundation has had scholarships that have been given out at Hettinger Public School that families have left money for and that kind of stuff. Yep. But the idea with this Power and Numbers Group, it came out of Hettinger Education Foundation. Actually, it started with Kathleen Poss when she was on that board. Then it picked up steam to where really the talk was, what can we do that provides a scholarship for kids no matter what they're doing? You know,
like we're talking like college or not college.
College, not college. Are they going to go into certification type programs, 2 years? Are they just going to go into the workforce? You know, and I think there were some other things going on that Kathleen had seen in other communities. So it kind of got molded, and over the last 4 years, it's turned into what we are doing today with trying to provide this scholarship with our graduating seniors.
Okay, so, and that's coming up really soon. You guys are going to start doing that. What does that look like? How does that work?
You bet. So that process for our seniors is they have an application that they need to fill out, or an essay to complete, I guess I'll call it that. Okay. So they can do that in writing, or they can do it over video with their phone. In the past, we've had some kids that have done some awesome video essays to where they have to answer just a couple brief questions. You know, one of the questions is what are you going to do immediately after high school? What are your plans? You know, and then in that, what do you plan to use the money for? What would you use the scholarship for? Right? And then we want them to answer, where do you see yourself in 8 to 10 years down the road? And then with answering that question, we always like to try to get them to say or talk about, what are they going to do in their communities? You know, this scholarship has been created by numerous people and entities in the Adams County area and even further away that have donated money to the cause of trying to provide opportunities for these kids. And oftentimes the donors, they don't necessarily know who these kids are. They're doing it because of the idea and the want to help someone no matter what their plan is after high school. Yep. So it's a huge community buy-in into these kids' future. So we always like to ask them, when you're able, when you have your job, right, and you're making your payments and you're making some money, what are you going to do to be involved in the community that you're in, whether it's giving back money-wise or maybe giving back time-wise, volunteering?
How are you going to give back? How is that going to continue?
Correct.
Keep breeding that positivity.
Yep. So the kids, they have to answer those questions, and they can do that either in an essay written form, or they can do it just over a video. And then based upon how they answer those questions, we then set up individual interviews where the kids come in, and we try to keep it like a job type interview feel, so everyone's dressed up. We expect you to put on your finest clothes. You know, we as interviewers, I mean, you know, we're wearing sport coats and ties and that kind of stuff.
I've seen a couple years where kids are coming in suits. You guys are dressed up, and it's the whole thing. Yeah,
so we sit down, we interview them, we ask more in-depth questions based upon the information they shared with us, and then at that point, you know, a decision is made if they qualify. And the thing is really, if you go through that process and you take it seriously, don't blow it off. You know, we don't want to make you feel like you're under a lot of stress, but it isn't just a given thing, you know, hey, or sign your name, you get the check. So if you take it serious, you put in some time and you give some effort into it, you're going to get that scholarship. And that's the nice thing, because we've had kids in the past that have received this, and yes, they've used it to go on to college, four-year university. Some of them have used it to go on to welding academies. Some of them have used it to actually go and buy their clothes for college interviews. They were for job interviews because they didn't have it. They didn't have the money to do it before. Some have used it to buy tools to go back and work on the farm, or to buy tools because they're going to a technical college and they need it. So there's all types of things that these kids can use this money for, and the idea is to try to give them an experience that preps them for maybe some future job interviews.
Absolutely.
And gets them thinking about, what are you going to do later on to give back? Like these people who have supported the scholarship are given to them.
Gotcha. So it kind of becomes a self-sustaining thing, a
Hopefully.
self-sustaining
Yeah,
system.
cyclical. And this year we did the fundraising a little differently with this money raffle calendar. I got to say, I appreciate everybody's support. It's been the easiest in 4 years. This has been the easiest year raising the funds to give to this scholarship. In the past, we tried to do kind of a fundraiser banquet night to where we'd get people around, talk about it, and ultimately, it turned into, please cut a check. Please give a donation tonight.
Gotcha.
I don't like doing that kind of stuff. I mean, I like talking about the positives of Hettinger Public School and our kids, but I really have a hard time, in essence, begging for money.
Oh yeah.
I don't. Yeah. So this has made it easier for me personally, because it's like, hey, buy a ticket. You got an opportunity to win some money too, because we're giving some of it back.
Everybody wins.
Yeah, and then it gives a person an opportunity to still support the Ping scholarship. So it went off really well. We're about halfway through this year with our calendar.
Yep.
We draw those daily through the week, and things are going well.
Awesome.
And we have some different ideas in the future on how to fundraise too. Maybe doing a yearly calendar. I don't know how much people use. I'm looking around your office here to see if you got a yearly calendar hanging.
I don't.
No, you don't. So we were thinking about trying to do a yearly calendar, and then maybe each month, like, give a spotlight of a past graduate who's gotten the scholarship and kind of a story. What have you been doing since then?
Oh, nice.
So it'd be good to do that, right? It'd be fun to have that touch. It'd kind of go along with our alumni page we're trying to create.
Yep.
I just honestly, I don't know if there's a need for them anymore, though, like a calendar like that.
Gotcha.
Well,
you never know, and maybe they'll come back. I mean, vinyl came back, so maybe calendars will come
Maybe
back.
they will. Yeah.
You never know.
Possibly.
So if someone wanted to find out more information, or let's say they want to just support the program, just right out, they don't want to buy a ticket, they just want to support the program, where do they go? Who do they talk to?
So ultimately, the Hettinger Education Foundation is the overseeing entity of Ping. And again, the Hettinger Education Foundation has been around for a very, very long time. I don't necessarily know the history on who started it, but I know that Howard Nelson for decades kept this thing alive and breathing. And it is a tax-free entity, so you can write off some of your donations when you do it to the Hettinger Education Foundation. But so to answer your question, I guess, is to reach out to any member. Now it's like, well, who's on the members, right? There is a web page. We do have a Hettinger Education Foundation web page, so you can search that. I think you have a link on our web page as well that'll take you to that.
Yep.
So you could reach out to any one of the members. There's an address on there to where if you wanted to do a donation, you can do that.
Yep.
If you want to donate to a particular cause, you can do that. Hettinger Education Foundation has scholarships that teachers can apply for, whether they use it, they can use it for things in the classroom. They can also use it to apply. Maybe they want some further education for themselves that's going to impact Hettinger Public School in a positive light. So you can do those types of donations. Right now our president is Mrs. Joey Erickson, and it's a pretty good sized board, but those members are on there. But she would kind of be the entity to go through right now. Our secretary or our treasurer is Mr. Lauren Luco. So those would be some places. But again, check out that webpage. You could Google Hettinger Education Foundation.
And you'll be able to find it.
And you should be able to find that there.
Awesome. Well, thank you very, very much, Darren, for coming in and talking about that today. And again, thank you for tuning in to Hawk Talk. You can find Hawk Talk anywhere that you listen to your podcast, whether that be Spotify Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, or just simply our YouTube channel. And have a great